Hey guys, it's Jane. I am here today to do another My Bookish Life. I've got 3 chapters because that seems to be the thing. And so what I'm going to be doing today is some awards news, some Australian Book Awards news. I'm also going to be going over how I'm tracking in reading the shortlists for the BookTube SFF Awards. And finally, I have an impromptu book haul because something crazy came over me and I bought a bunch of books, and I've never done one of these before, so you know, I might as well work it in there seeing as I have a pile of books. Yes, Australian Book Awards news. The first lot of awards I'm going to talk about are the Aurelius Awards, which is one of Australia's premier science fiction, fantasy, genre fiction awards. I'm not going to go through all of the categories because there is a huge number of categories on the Aurelius, but I thought I would tell you about the ones that interested me. So first up, the award for children's fiction this year went to Nevermoor. Hang on, I've got it, hang on. It's right here. Jessica Townsend. You may have come across this because it is one of the shortlisted for middle grade fiction for the BookTube SFF Awards, and it is now an award-winning book. So I'm going to get to that in the second part of my talk as well. But anyway, there's that one for children's fiction. There was one story, which is one that I've read, which actually got 2 Aurelius Awards, which is a bit special. So Tansy Raynor Roberts' Girl Reporter won for both Best YA Short Story and for Best Science Fiction Novella. So that's a really fun read. If you haven't seen that before, I don't know if there are actual paper copies of this have been printed. Tansy's gone mainly to self-publishing now. So it's set in Australia, and there are superheroes, very Aussie superheroes, and in Girl Reporter the story actually is not so much about the superheroes as about a like Lois Lane-esque character who covers the superheroes' doings in a kind of journalistic way. Yeah, it's a really fun story. So that won 2 Aureliuses, so well done, Tansy. Best fantasy novel, like skipping a whole bunch of things and going right to the top ones. Best fantasy novel went to Godsgrave by Jay Kristoff, and I don't think anybody was super surprised by that. Jay Kristoff is part of the writing duo that wrote the Illuminae books, and yeah, Godsgrave is the second in a fantasy series. I have the first one and I have not read it yet, but yeah, I'm planning on picking those up, catching up with those. The best science fiction novel in the Aurelius went not to the one that I was pulling for, but to one that I have never even heard of, which goes to show how not across Australian science fiction and fantasy I am, and I'm feeling a bit embarrassed about that. But I have got it from the library. It is called From the Wreck. The author is Jane Rawson, somebody called Jane who writes science fiction, lives in Australia, and I've never heard of her, and the whole thing fills me with shame. But yes, I've got it from the library, and I will hopefully be getting to that soon, and I'll let you know. I'll let you know what I think. The other Australian Book Awards that have been released recently, this was actually only out last week, is the Stella Prize, and this is quite a prestigious one. It's only for women, but it's across all genres. And yes, Claire Coleman's Terra Nullius was shortlisted for this, and I was really hoping that that one would get up, but it didn't. Alexis Wright, author of Carpentaria and The Swan Book, both of which I have reviewed on this channel, and sort of kind of my nemesis because she continues to write books that I can't get my head around. She won! She won with The Tracker, which is a biography, and by all reports is an amazing piece of work. But yeah, Alexis Wright won. Congratulations, Alexis. And congratulations to Claire Coleman for being nominated. Okay, so that is the first section of my video today. The second section is I'm just going to run through how I'm going with my reading the shortlists for the BookTube SFF Awards. I thought I'd just remind everybody that this is going on and check in, and I'd love to hear how you guys are going with the lists. There's lots of books on these lists, but I'm doing not too bad. There are 2 categories that I have read all of the books, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm not going to do graphic. I just decided I'm just not going to get there this year. But yes, I've read all of the shortlist for science fiction. That's Raven Stratagem, Borne, The Collapsing Empire, and Waking Gods. And Waking Gods I really disliked, and Borne I didn't get through. So it's not going to be a difficult choice for me. We're down to The Collapsing Empire, John Scalzi, and Raven Stratagem, Yoon Lee, and I think it's a very straightforward vote for me for Raven Stratagem, which I know is not everybody's cup of tea, but yeah, it's the clear standout. I liked Collapsing Empire. I liked the John Scalzi book, but Raven Stratagem had something a little special. For the shorts, I've read Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Shauna Maguire. I've read Binti Home by Nadia Corafor, both of which were fine, but yeah, neither of them hold a candle to, in my opinion, to All Systems Red by Martha Wells. Again, that is going to be my pick for the vote. So where are we in the rest of it? And the answer is not very far. For fantasy, I've read 1 of the 4. I've read Stone Sky, which is amazing, and I'll be very happy to vote for that even if I don't read all of the others because it's amazing. But I am going to make an effort to get the other ones read. I have got The Bear and the Nightingale. It was been on hold for a million years at my library, and I've just got it. I've also got Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. I'm feeling less excited about reading that. That's the 3rd in a trilogy. I've read the first 2. The first one was fine, and I liked it fine enough. The second one did not excite me, and so getting excited to read the 3rd one is it's a bit of an effort at the moment. The 4th book on that list is Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. I've never read any Mark Lawrence. I've kind of been put off by his reputation for being a bit gory, but I think I have that from the library as well. So who knows? I have all the books, so I've just got to read them, right? So there's that. For debut novel, there's The Bear and the Nightingale, which I'm planning on reading for fantasy. I am currently reading City of Brass, which I'm actually really enjoying. So that's good. Yeah, I would not have picked this one up, City of Brass, except for the BookTube SFF Awards nominations, and I'm really enjoying it. So thank you to all the people who read that and nominated it. Well done. Kings of the Wild is the 3rd one on the debut list, and my library does not have it. None of the libraries that I'm connected with have it. So if I'm going to read it, I'm going to have to buy it. So somebody who's watching this video and hasn't tuned off by now, tell me, am I going to enjoy it? Should I make the effort? Please tell me. There is 2 more categories. YA. There's Laini Taylor's Strange the Dreamer. I don't think I've ever read any Laini Taylor. Would I like her? Tell me. There is Susan Dennard's Wind Witch, which is the 2nd in a series. I read the first one. I got it from the library and I read it, which was Truth Witch, and it really underwhelmed me. So I'm less excited about reading that. But maybe, seeing as I've already put the effort in to read the first one, maybe I should read the second one. I don't know. And then there is Victoria Schwab's Our Dark Duet. This one I have actually read. I'd heard The Savage Song, which was the first one of this duology, was really good. I didn't read it last year, but I was told it was really good. So I read that and I enjoyed it so much, I went straight away and picked up the second one, Our Dark Duet, and I really enjoyed both of them. So if you are on the fence about whether to pick up the Victoria Schwab Our Dark Duet for the YA category, can I say I really enjoyed them, so you may well too. The last category, there's so many books here, aren't there? There's so many books. I know everybody wanted their own category, but it just means there's so many books. The last category is middle grade. And there's this one, which my husband, who does all the voices and so is the preferred reader to from all my children, has read this to one of my kids, and I was in the room for most of it, not all of it, but you know, I was around. They just finished reading this one, and yeah, I think they enjoyed it. He's called it the female Harry Potter book, because there's a character in here who, you know, is this evil person who nobody says their name and who is dead or is trying to come back and find a body and come back. And then our main character, Morrigan Crow, yes, there's all these things that sort of connect her with this evil person, but she doesn't want to be evil. And yeah, it's a little bit Harry Potter-esque from that sort of perspective. But yeah, they enjoyed it. So there's that. Others on the list are the Magnus Chase book, Rick Riordan. I read the first one of these and it was okay. I can imagine my kids enjoying it much more than I did, which I suppose is what middle grade is about, but I'm not super excited about picking up another Rick Riordan. There's also Witchwood, which is the follow-up to Furthermore, which I was really looking forward to reading last year and hated, so I'm not going to read that. I'm just not doing that to myself because life is too short. And the fourth one is The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding, which I don't know anybody that's talked about. I mean, I'm sure people have read it and there's probably a discussion page on Goodreads, but I haven't bothered. And so I'm here and you can tell me, should I read that one as well? That is such a long list of books. Is anybody still watching this? Is there anybody? Okay, so let's do the haul part and we can get out of each other's hair. Oh, look at the time. Okay, I was at the mall today, a place that I don't go shopping all the time, but I had to go back for something that I bought one of my kids during the holidays, ran out of something and it needed a refill and we couldn't find it at our local shop, so I had to go back to the original store where I found it, and I arrived and the store was closed for an unannounced, like, stock take or whatever, and I nearly cried because I'd like gone to this shopping centre that's out of the way and I'd come for this one specific thing, and I get there and it wasn't open and I was like, what am I going to do? I can't just start crying here in the middle of the shopping centre. And then I spotted a bookstore that I'd never seen before. I think it's just a pop-up one, and they were doing this great big sale. They had this huge table of remaindered books, but they weren't like the old tatty ones you see in the newsagents or the chemists. They were like all these brand new books that somebody obviously over-ordered. And anyway, I have got a fantastic haul of super cheap books here to show you. Mariah Kaufman, I'm saying that all wrong. I read this one, Moresi. It's fantastic read. The first book in the Red Abbey Chronicles. I loved this book, and when I saw that they had it in paper, I thought, this way my kids can read it. They don't have to borrow my e-reader. How fantastic. And then after I picked that one up, I found later on the table the second book in the series, which I have not read, Nevernight, in hardcover, so it doesn't match the other one, but I was getting them for cheap, so who cares? So this is going to be the next time that I get stuck somewhere and I have to read a paper book because my eyesight's not working for me or something, I'm going to be picking up that one. After that, I thought, I've now picked up two. I need to find something that my husband will also enjoy. So Bernard Cornwell, Fools and Mortals. Love a Bernard Cornwell. He is a cracker of an author. He must be 111. He's written so many books for so long, but yeah, he writes historical fiction that moves. His action scenes are cracking. So hopefully this is a good one too. I picked up a paper copy of Dodo. I've only ever had it on my e-reader, and now I've got it on paper so it can sit on the shelf next to my beautiful, beautiful signed edition of Seven Eves. So it'll have a little friend over there. Very excited about that. And this one I also picked up, and this was just a whim purchase at this point. It's called Alan Bennett, The Uncommon Reader. I read the blurb and I was taken, and it's super short, so I might actually have told a lie about reading the second one of Morrissey. I might read this first. The Uncommon Reader, it is a comic novella about the Queen, our Queen, Her Majesty, who apparently picks up a novel in a slow moment and then things happen. So it's apparently it's about Her Majesty, and it's also about the power of books to change us. I'm really looking forward to reading that one. I would love to hear what you guys are reading, what you guys are up to. I haven't been around for weeks because of school holidays and family drama, but I'm back now. I hope you're all well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.